Thank you. My other question is about the Béthenard project. That's a project that's been delayed again. On March 4th, your government asked for an extension of about 40 days. There's been many extensions granted. The first was on December 6th and then March 6th. And you talked about contributing to a reduction of greenhouse gas emissions beyond our borders. So we have a project here that could produce transition energy and that could supplement the use of coal-fired electricity and would help our European friends and get rid of their dependency on energy from Russia and from Putin. So we have a report from the Assessment Agency of Canada that say that the Béthenard will not have significant negative impacts, unquote. So why is it taking so long to make a decision when we have an assessment agency here that tells us that there's very little harmful effect? And you're asking for delays all the time. It seems to me that you can't sleep because of this whole issue. Is that why it's taking longer? You're having trouble sleeping? It seems to me that this is a file that's a win-win situation. It's quite easy to make this decision. Well, let me reassure you, Senator, that I can sleep perfectly well, but I do appreciate your concern. Okay, well, I'm reassured then. So, as you know, there was a first request for an extension in December and another one in March. So this decision will be made in earlier mid-April. It's a complex project. I had only been here a few weeks when the agency presented its report. It's a complex dossier. I want to do my job responsibly and well as Minister of the Environment before I make a decision. Some clarification, though. Generally speaking, nobody thinks that oil is a transition form of energy. We don't use this much in producing energy. So if Béthenard is to go ahead, we will not displace electricity from coal into oil. It's used in transport and industrial processes, but not in the production of electricity. I think there's just one plant in Canada that uses oil to produce electricity, and that's in New Brunswick. And I think that we want to do everything we can to help our colleagues in Europe reduce their dependency on Russian oil and gas. But you have to understand that if Béthenard goes ahead, it can't produce any oil before 2028. So I doubt that our European colleagues will wait till 2028 for Canadian oil. But that being the case, we're going to act as fast as possible to do everything we can to help them. The President of the European Union said recently that the best way to reduce Europe's dependency on Russia is to reduce the EU's dependency on oil and gas, period. That is, accelerate the transition toward clean energy, renewable energy. But this will take a few years, and they have immediate needs. We're working actively, my colleague and I, and Minister Wilkinson is in Paris right now to work with his European colleagues to see what we can do in Canada and in other countries